Good evening, guys. Welcome to the garden. I'm going to have a quick walk around, see what's changed, fill you in on that. And then I'm also hoping I get to see some moonflowers open up. These are our dogs. Always wanting to be petted. This is Ruby, Chrissy, come here. And that's Chrissy, the beagle. Okay, guys, so first of all, why don't you get your wellies? Meet me in the garden. So the garden is kind of in that transition stage where a lot of things have gone. I actually took the Kajari melons off of the trellis today because they were just kind of worn out. Got quite a few melons off of them, but then now it's all gone. There's the remains. I got to clean up some more there. Moved all the peppers over here. I've got some soaker hoses just to give them a little bit of top watering each day, because I've got some busy days up ahead, and this is just to kind of help me not have to get out here every few hours to see what's going on. There's the sweet potato vines looking good. Okra is big now. I put this in kind of late, so there's still as you can see, we're kind of just starting here, and down in here we've got, let's see, I saw something there, we got some things kind of starting to develop down here, so that's kind of nice. And everything's taken out of these beds. So what here's a dwarf moringa plant. Actually, it's a small tree. Not sure what I'm going to do with that in the winter. We're in zone 7. If any of you have any ideas if I should try and take it in, or if there's a way of weathering this outside, that might be good. So really the highlight of the garden at the moment, I do have some things started indoors, some brassicas and stuff that I will put out in a few days. However, this is the second round of cucumbers, and they are going really well. No fruit yet, but looking very promising, looking healthy. This is some Swiss chard down here at the end, and I worked today on some of the watering system for this as well, to try and make it where I don't have to come out and worry too much about watering out here for a little while. Here we've got the micro toms. These are a dwarf variety of tomato, and actually these are probably full size, and you see some flowers on the tops of these starting to come. And most of the time when I've grown these, I've done them indoors, hydroponically, and I usually get somewhere between 16 and 24 cherry tomatoes, and they're actually pretty decent tasting tomatoes. But I thought I'd try them outside. I did prophylactically spray these with a little BT just because I'd had some hornworm problems with my other tomatoes, and obviously a hornworm on something this size, it'd be gone in no time, so didn't want to risk that, so I treated them. Also, these are the tomato plants. These are the Nebraska weddings, and since really the temperature's cooled off a little bit here, we're in the upper 80s for a few hours each day, but we're not hitting the 90s at the moment, so these plants are just taking off. Flowers developing. I am optimistic that these are going to do well for my last wave of tomatoes for the year. I hope so. And these are very healthy looking plants. I don't know that I've ever had tomatoes looking this healthy at this time of year, but usually I'm not growing determinate varieties like this. Over here you can see all of the flowers on these, and even some small tomatoes starting. Now I've had a few off of these. These are the Beta Lux tomatoes. I think they really like it cooler, so these are good in the spring. not so much in the summer, but they may be good for end of the growing season too. And these are the Black Sea Man, a potato leaf type of tomato. These are the ones that had the hornworm problems, if you recall that, and they have really bounced back. So not seeing any hornworms at the moment. Again, flowers coming out. Optimistic that these are going to do pretty well, and I'm having to really make note of when I have planted things, how big they were when I put them out, just because next year I want to be able to use that information to my advantage. Do I need to put them out a little bit sooner, a little bit later? You know, all those things that help us decide what we need to do. Banana plants getting pretty big, and I think I'm just going to leave these where they are for the winter. Cut them down to the ground, put all of the parts that I cut off over them to let that just break down over the winter, and kind of go from there. And see, the other ones came back when I did that, so we're going to give that a try this year. And then the thing that I'm really kind of interested in, that I'm hoping I can show you. Now we're kind of getting a little dark here. The camera is actually giving me a little more light than we really have, but these are the things I wanted to show you. These are Moonflowers, and I've actually never been successful with these before, but if you look in closely here, I just don't know enough to tell you for sure, but I'm going to hang out here for just a little while, because these flower buds open up at nighttime, and these have a beautiful scent. They're a beautiful white flower, approximately 8 inches across. There's another bud up here, and last night I had one open up, and I'm going to pop this picture in for a few seconds here. I'm going to hang around outside for a few minutes, and if one of these starts to open, I'm going to try and capture it, and we'll see if we can maybe do that. If I'm off and it's due another night, we'll catch one another night. But anyway, so I'm going to turn this off for a second. I'm going to just kind of wait around, see what happens for a bit.